So what do we mean by authenticity, transparency, and vulnerability? Well, let's start with authenticity. Being authentic means coming from a real place within. It's when our actions and our words are congruent with our beliefs and values. It's being truly our authentic selves, not an imitation of what we think we should be or what we've been told we should be. Being your authentic self is also not a license to stay in a broken or hurting place. It's being able to express where you're at so that you can feel love in the darkest places of your life. And then from that place of feeling and finding love, find change, be motivated into transformation. We want to create an authentic atmosphere at Eternity Young Adults because it is important to know that the real you is loved and the real you is worth loving. My favorite author, Brennan Manning, puts it like this: are you willing to believe that God loves you as you are and not as you feel you should be? Authenticity gives us the license to meet God in the hardest parts of our heart. But when we meet love there, we should be inspired to change. So that's why we do authenticity at Eternity Young Adults. The next aspect we talk about is transparency. When you're transparent, you invite trust by revealing that you have nothing to hide. You establish yourself in the community as an honest and credible person in the eyes of others. But what does it look like to not hide in community and with God? Hiding is the foundation of our inability to trust God's character. We see this at the birthplace of what we know as sin or separation. God pursues Adam. He pursues us in the midst of our rebellion. But Adam hides because he mistrusts the character that God's already revealed to him. He says to God, "I was afraid, I was naked, vulnerable, shameful, so I hid from you." Vulnerability is the last aspect that we often talk about here at Young Adults. It's the quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked, harmed, or hurt, either physically, spiritually, or emotionally. You see, vulnerability is a counterintuitive culture. It's the idea of allowing or being willing to be a part of community and opening yourself up to the possibility of being wounded. We embrace the idea of vulnerability at Eternity Young Adults because getting hurt, quite frankly, is unavoidable. What we need to learn is that that pain does not need to be given the power to remove us from love. We can't let vulnerability's pain hide us. We need to let it provoke us into finding the darkest parts of our heart. So those are the three aspects of Eternity Young Adults that you would hear quite a lot about in the midst of our cultural statements. Authenticity, transparency, and vulnerability are three fundamental keys in your hearts and in our lives and as a community to move forward with God and with each other and to meet love, which is the most important part of it all.